morning, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for being with us today. If you have some questions, please write them in the chat. My name is Christowzik, I'm from Dreamchip, and next to me is Kolja. And Kolja is from...
Hi, my name is Kolja Christowzik from Broadcast Solutions. Here I'm going to present the MeshLINK radio system today for the wireless transmission of the SSM500 Super Slow-Mo camera.
Yeah, so today we're talking about the SSM500. It's a high-speed camera, can record 500 frames, and we will have later on a hands-on where you can actually see the SSM500 rigged onto the MeshLINK system. I would first show you a little presentation. So we are based in Garbsen, our main headquarter, and very important, we are producing over there all our cameras. Then we have a site in Hamburg, in Braunschweig, and in the Netherlands in Waalre, and round about 120 people. That's the range of our cameras. We have 7 models, very important. All of them can do HDR in SLG, S-Log3 and PQ. And we can match them to the big broadcast cameras like the Sony, Grass Valley, Panasonics out there. Because we have built in a multi-matrix. So with the SSM500 we have 2 models. We started actually with the C-mount model, having this camera behind the goal, shooting, for example, the soccer behind the goal in the net, and then having some nice high-speed shots. And this camera has a 2/3 inch sensor, and that's the reason this camera we built with a B4 version, and you can put a B4 camera on it. And it has a global shutter, as I said, 500 frames, and the multi-matrix, and 4 HDSCI outputs, because you can have an EVS or any other server device hooked up, and you have the SSM mode, and you have 4 faces out into the server, or you can record internally on 2 SSDs and record 60 seconds high-speed footage. That means if you play that out, you have 10 minutes of nice footage. And this we're going to show you today. So this is the SSM. We have this SSM on a drone, behind the goal, on every major sport events nowadays. And then on the Laver Cup on tennis, they put it on ray cams and had it hooked up to a before lens. And we had a chat to nice Bavarian people from Kolja. They were building a nice rig for it. And Zakuto was so nice to loan us a very, very brilliant, handsome viewfinder to put it on the rig as well. And then people went nuts with it. So first there was the 24 hours of Le Mans. They were shooting with this. Then they were in Australian shooting a lot with this high-speed camera on the shoulder. And normally this high-speed camera is on sticks. And now you have these high-speed cameras connected via RF. And this is really fantastic. You can walk around, you can shoot from the floor down, up high, wherever you want to be. And yeah, so this is my last slide. And now we go up more to the RF feed, because this what you see now is the workflow we're showing today. So we're here in the studio, and we have a SSM500 outside of the studio in Broadcast Solution in Bing. And this is SSM500 is shooting some nice bubbles outside. And maybe we can have a look at that. If you switch to the... So outside you have the slow-mo, and you see that the bubbles are coming out like hell, and behind the cameraman there's actually the main headquarter of Broadcast Solution Bing. And you should...
Now we have the bubbles.
Now we have the bubbles. Yeah. There you see the bubbles. And we can actually show you a split screen of that. So we have on one side, we have the control of the camera and the RF system over here in the studio, left down. Then we recorded already a clip on the right-hand side. Then up in the picture, you have the live feed, so the cameraman which actually recording this video up there on the right-hand side. So what Kolja is now doing over here in the studio, he can play out what we've been recording before, and he can record at the same time as we are playing out. So you have a live feed from out there, you have the recorded, and you can trigger at the same time, so you will not miss any shot. And maybe we can show you more the live feed, so we really can match it and record another clip, or we can make it very dark. Maybe you close the iris for a second, and
So
you see really it's live, so we're not. So this is really
too dark.
Yeah, a little bit more up, and maybe you can show the split screen again, and we show it again. So if he turns the iris knob, it's really live. You see, and the cameraman, maybe he can move a little bit to the front, to the or he is coming back to the studio. That would be fantastic. So as you can see, this is really a live situation where you see trucks behind passing by and all that. And now our DOP is, maybe you can make it full screen. He's going back into our studio over here, and now we have to open up the iris a little bit and pushing the gain. And now you see us.
Here we are.
And then we can switch back to the other main camera. There we are. And this is the SSM 500 hooked up to the servo system. And maybe, Kolja, if you can give us a hands-on what we actually have rigged on this camera.
Yeah, so we have in the back here, or it's easier to show it like this, a little encoder. It's a very tough aluminum box that is waterproof. It is passively cooled, so you can put it in a backpack. You can, well, no matter what, you can put it underwater if needed. Everything is totally sealed if it's connected. That one is capable of doing 2 streams in HD or 1 stream in 4K. On top of the built-in encoder, there's also a built-in Ethernet switch, so we can hook up different network devices to that one. That could be the camera, that could be the control system for the camera, that could be an iPad or whatever you like, as long as you get it wired to it. And then we here have the radio itself. It's like this little device. This one is with a battery pack connected to it. That one is powered by the battery of the camera, which comes through the encoder part. The radios themselves are mesh radios, so they build up their own mesh network on their own. So any of these devices is also a sender and a receiver. We have one radio here which then connects to decoder systems to display the stream out for the videos here, and the other radio on the camera. If we should come to the point where the coverage of the radios should not be enough, or there's something blocking the communication, we can easily bring in a second, a third, as many radios as you want actually, to just heal the network. So this network is self-organizing, self-healing. It always tries to find the fastest route for the signals, and does this without any interaction. Any of these radios has also a built-in Ethernet port, which will always be used if it is available for the signal. So if we come to the point where we can have multiple radios placed in a bigger area and have them wired connected to the OB van or to the studio, then the camera will always find the nearest route to one of those radios and then shoot just from one radio to the wired radio back to the OB van. If that's not possible, it will try to hop on several radios as needed, but it always takes care for the shortest route for the fastest transmission. We end up in less than 50 milliseconds end to end, so input encoder to output decoder should be less than 50 milliseconds if we are under good conditions. If we have to add another radio, this adds a little delay, but we're talking like 8 milliseconds, so not noticeable. On top of that, we also have a software backend which will take care of the encoding of the signals. So whenever we come to a point where the coverage of the radio signal gets less good, we can automatically, without any interaction, have the system decrease the bit rate of the encoder and increase it once the situation gets better. So this way we avoid blocking or signal loss. So it gets slightly blurry and then gets very crisp again afterwards. So there is no need for anyone to really take care of this, since the system does it all on its own. Yeah, that is basically it in a nutshell on the MeshSoft side. So we have this mesh system that will always find the nearest route to the other systems. We have the system taking care of the signal quality depending on the conditions, so that we kind of, the human eye will not realize that it goes down and up if the conditions get better, get worse and get better, then back the system will be nicer. Yeah, and that's it from my side in a nutshell for the MeshLINK right now. This is all for those mesh radios we have right here. If you want to see what we can do in a private 5G cell, you have to come to IBC in Amsterdam later September this year. And now I hand it back to Christian.
Yeah, Kolja, thank you very much. If you want to test actually how good the system is, you should have a bubble machine, because this little bubbles makes a lot of interesting things for the RF signal, and over here it was perfectly. It was running like, and yeah, as Kolja already mentioned, we will show this, maybe the bubble machine not, let's see, maybe you have a bigger bubble machine at IBC, but we're gonna show this and the new devices at IBC. This is gonna be around in September. I hope to see you all there. If not, you can write us an email and ask us more and more questions. And these cameras and the system, the RF systems, broadcast solution, have them as a demo. So if you want to try it out yourself, please do so. We will ship it over to you, and then you can try out and see yourself. It will not include the bubble machine, but over here everything else. And I think all the before lenses you already have in stock. So as it's an HD before lens, which has to be on top of the camera, so you already have it, and the RCP and the slow-mo system we can give you as well, or broadcast solution has other solutions for you. So if there's no other questions, I would like to thank you, and thank you Broadcast Solution for being in this nice studio over here. We had quite some fun to get that system running and that studio setting up. So yeah, thank you very much for the team and for all that effort, and I hope to see you all at IBC. Would be a pleasure, and have a good day. Thank you very much.
Bye bye.